Hey everybody, welcome to the market research phase of the startup process. And this video is going to give you an overview of everything that this module is about, including why should you do market research in the first place, and how important is market research for your unique business. How much time at this stage in your process should you spend on market research? And then how do you actually do market research, and what are some of the tools available to you in order to perform this exercise? And lastly, completing the action steps. If you are in the Side Startup Club and you are following along and completing action steps, I'll tell you everything you need to know about how to go about that process. All right, so first and foremost, why are we doing this? Why do we need to conduct market research? First, we need to understand our customers' different needs and pains. And within a market, there's different segments of customers, and those different segments of customers have different needs and pains. So in general, we need to understand what these are at a deeper level. We also need to understand how many customers there are in order to complete our revenue projection. Without this number at the end of the business model development phase, we really can't determine whether it's worth pursuing or not unless we know how many people out there might buy our service. Also, a lot of people overlook this one, but market research and competitor analysis is a starting point for really defining your product based on copying what the competitors are doing. So you're looking for inspiration, not just how to differentiate yourself. As well as copying the competitors, though, we also want to differentiate ourselves from the competitors. So we need to understand what the competitors are doing well, what they're not doing well, and that's going to give us some dimensions that we can differentiate ourselves on. So with that said, market research is absolutely the foundation to your value proposition design, as well as a key part of completing your business model canvas. So it's really the cornerstone for a lot of what the rest of your business is going to be based off of. So how important is market research for your business, and how much time should you spend on it in this phase? It differs for every business, and every business will focus on different elements of the market research. And what they focus on and how detailed they want to go and deep dive, do the research is going to depend on some of these variables. How innovative is your business? How many competitors are in your space? Is it a mature industry, or is it a brand new emergent industry? How niche focused are you, or is this a broad product for the broad population? And how intensive is the build and launch? If it's very low intensity and you can build this relatively cheap and quick, then you're going to want to go a little faster through some of the market research. If you're building a rocket company, you're going to want to spend months, if not years, in the market research phase. Also, how confident are you in your customers' need, the demand for such a product, and all around the business potential behind your idea? If you are an expert in this space and you've spent the last 20 years of your career in this space, you probably have a lot of the market research already in your head and a high level of confidence. Or if it's something brand new and somewhat foreign to you, then you're going to read up a little more. Also, how agile do you want to be? The first iteration of a business model development could be 15 minutes. You could simply see how many people are searching for this in Google, and if you made $20 off the product, then that would be your sales volume for a year. So everybody wants to go through the agile development at different rates, and part of that is just a personal preference. With that said, how do we actually do market research, and what are the tools associated with conducting market research? And this is where some people are quite lost, but it's not as scientific as you think, and there's a lot of tools that you use every single day or are familiar with that can give you a lot of insights. So first of all, there's the personal way of doing market research. This is communicating and observing in real life. It could be your personal experiences or personal experience of people around you that you're aware of. You can do a phone call or an email to talk to people and listen to them. And just when you're out and about and socializing, you can talk with friends in what I call listen mode. You're not trying to pitch them an idea and get their feedback as much as just talk to them about a past experience and listen to their experience and their pains and ask them questions based on that experience. And then you have your internet methodologies of conducting market research. And I'm going to post all of these tools in the Side Startup Club members area so you can check them out for yourself. I'll go quickly through them. Keyword research, how many people are searching for things? You can use keywords everywhere or Ubersuggest. Just read up on articles published in the internet. Use google.com and search the keywords. Also academic papers, you can go to Google Scholar and read peer-reviewed papers that have to go through an approval process. If you're looking for hard statistics, try statista.com. Visit authority sites. These are sites produced by companies who are leaders in this industry or individuals who are thought leaders and typically produce information that's quite authentic and validated. You have things like Consumer Reports. This is a subscription site, but there are consumer report sites out there that are free. You have online web data services, so many, and I'll save most of them for class, but one example is SimilarWeb.com will give you search data for competitor websites. You can use simple tools like YouTube. How many people have produced videos on a certain subject? And of those top videos that you see, how many views do they have? That can give you a good insight to market demand. Same thing with Facebook and LinkedIn groups. Go to different Facebook groups and see how many people have signed up to those groups. And a more intensive tool is Facebook Audience Insights and ad targeting. You can use insights and ad targeting to specify your target market and see how many people are on Facebook that fit that target market. So that really gives you insights to the demand side of things. You can use tools like Google Trends to see how search volume is changing with respect to time. And you can use things like Amazon. Look for products that are related to your business model in some way and note how many people have purchased those products. Or if your business model is very, very related to a physical product, look at the reviews under a certain product to understand the pain points of your customers. And you can do this for various other sites too. You can go to TripAdvisor and read about people's experiences and like sites like Yelp. So this is at a high level how to do market research, and in class we can dive in a little deeper if you're confused or want to know more about a certain element. Oh, also there is competitor analysis, and at a high level, how do you do a competitor analysis? Well, you just identify who your competitors are. Usually a good way to do that is type in keywords that your customer would use into Google, and those first websites that come up are typically some of your most important competitors. What are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and what makes them unique, or something cool about them, or something you don't like about them. And just start to jot this down. Keep a journal or create a PowerPoint where you're just collecting all this information. And a good practice that I suggest is put yourself in the shoes of a customer and go through the process as a customer. And then also put yourself in the shoes of an investor. Would you invest in this company? What is their revenue model? How are they going about their marketing? What could improve about their marketing? What's awesome about their marketing? All right, so to help you conduct this market research, I put together a deliverable that's in the form of a PowerPoint that has 6 key deliverables that are going to help achieve the 4 main benefits of market research. And what I would suggest in order to complete these action steps is first watch all the videos in the Side Startup Club members area or in the YouTube channel. This will give you a good understanding and overview of the market research theories and how I've applied them to certain businesses or certain famous leaders like Steve Jobs have applied them to his businesses. With that in your mind, you can kind of brainstorm which elements of the market research are most relevant or are the highest priority to you, and then start conducting your market research. Start with a broad brushstroke where you're just reviewing articles and getting a sense of the market overview, and start collecting information as you go and noting it. And once you get a lot of this information collected, start organizing it and compiling it into directories or into a physical or digital notebook or PowerPoint. And then as you've collected all this information, you can simultaneously start to populate your market research deliverable that I provide you. Submit that deliverable and come to the live class. And in this live class, we can give you some clarity on any of the tools or any questions you have about the theories. We can give you feedback on your results so far. And we can confirm whether we think you have enough to move forward and you're going into too much detail, or whether you need to take a step back and go into more detail. And if there's something that you really want and you can't seem to find it on the internet or in your interviews, perhaps we can guide you and give you some other tools that will at least give you some insights to that piece of data that you're looking for. And then of course you're going to have to iterate as needed, redo some of these steps, and perhaps you'll move on, but you may come back to this step later on and go into more detail at a later point. So as you're doing all this, my big tip or advice to you is do not get too caught up in the process. Remember what you are ultimately trying to achieve, and it's all regarding, understanding your customers' needs, how many customers there are, and really being an expert in understanding your competitors, what solutions are out there. And each one of these deliverables was specifically designed to make sure you achieve one of those benefits, but just don't get caught up in the process and make a science out of it. Capture the key information, come to class, see what you're missing, and get on to the next step in an agile way. All right, so that's the overview of market research. I hope you enjoy watching the videos and the process of completing your action steps. And I hope to talk to you in class about those steps and get on to value design.